Woo! Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody's having a good day today. It is Wednesday, October 26th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. But of course, it's afternoon everywhere else. That being said, that doesn't matter where you are, where you're watching. We're so happy to have you here on this episode of First Touch Season 3, Episode 2. Of course, it's myself, Dazzlerin. Joined with me is Roll Diz and T-Bates. I got to scooch over a little bit. As you can see, I'm not at home right now.
Your camera's terrible.
I gotta get mobile with it. Oh gosh.
Yeah, you gotta take off your glasses, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. It's gotta be a no glasses type show for you. Yeah.
My man looking like Shannon Sharp on ESPN in one of them home videos. Like, I'm plugged in now. What's up? What's
You
going
didn't
on,
have
guys?
to do all that. You didn't have to do all that.
You're looking rough, bro. Well, what type of camera you on? What is that? Like a 960 30?
It's like a C920.
Oh, that's why I used to rock back in the day before I got a nice camera. So why am I clowning? Why am I clowning?
So you never forget where you came from.
Listen, I know. I got it around here somewhere. I just don't know exactly where it is, but I don't need to know. You know why? Because I got this. Oh, by the way, y'all don't know, chat, but we got the green room before this. And let me tell you. Well, first off, you see these teeth? First off, let me tell you why Raul is using the little whitener thing that I use now. When he joins, he got this big old blue like light popping out of his mouth. He trying to get teeth like me. Tell me why he trying to be great. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Oh, okay. Listen, man. I ain't gonna sit out here and cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, T-Bates, he put me on. But like, come on, bro. That's self care. Hey, chat. Get on them teeth, man. Hey, as long as it's bright, right there. Everybody gonna be staring. Like I see everybody going, T-Bates, how you get them teeth that white? And I was like, yeah, let me get that recipe real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Not the recipe.
I'm trying to blind people.
Don't do that. They can't see.
Right. You want them to be able to at least see you. My gosh. T-Bates does have some white teeth though. I'll give him that much. But yeah, listen, we got a lot to talk about here today. This is definitely going to be one of our more interesting shows, to say the least, and that's not just because I'm off location. We're gonna talk about best teams in North America. Obviously, you guys can see that sidebar but if you're just listening, NRG best team in NA, not those are separate topics. V1 Supremacy. We're gonna talk about base top 5, the road to Rotterdam. We're going to talk about some action going on in MENA because MENA has been getting a little interesting lately. And, of course, we're going to do some little previews for the Fall Cup. We got a couple special guests today. We have Comm, who will be joining us relatively soon. But we also have Jorby, who will be joining us today as well. So we brought on a couple of yappers that are going to be able to keep up with us doing a lot of yapping. So definitely stay tuned for that. But, of course, we got to talk about the thing that everybody likes to talk about so much. But this time the narrative's changing a little bit. Let's get to that first topic. We're talking about NRG. NRG, a top 4 finish at the Fall Cup this past weekend. And, my God, was it amazing. Can we roll the highlights? Can we please roll the highlights? It's time to get going. As we see NRG. What did happen? Hold up. I'm looking at a globe. I'm trying to look at Garito Burrito balling up. Did they troll me? Am I getting trolled? Oh, no. They definitely got highlights. I don't want to hear that. We definitely got one highlight. Okay.
Highlights,
I don't know if they got no highlights, man. I'm looking at the globe right now, so it looks like you ain't got no highlights today.
Oh my God. Now the black screen. I'm being trolled. This was supposed to be the time where I could talk about Garito Burrito, but they don't want to show the clips. This is propaganda.
It's meant to happen. This is actually meant to happen. You could just walk us through what actually happened this weekend.
Wait, hold on.
Is this them right here?
Oh.
I hope so. There we go. We got the highlights. My God. Let's look at it again. Bang! Switch to the top right. This is against V1. This is in the semifinals. NRG did get smacked here. I'm not gonna lie, but they did have this one play, so that play looked great. They did have this one play. And then they had this one right here behind it. Oh goodness! Look at this pass up. Look at the offense. You never see something like that. At least you didn't in the past. But NRG showed up. And I think the play style from them, what I really like to see again, was a lot of that offense. There is still that defense though that comes out as well. I said it going into the semifinals against V1 when I was on the broadcast. NRG had the least goals allowed. As I'm looking at Comm destroy the team. Is this an NRG highlight or is this a V1 demo fest? What's going on? So who messed with the highlight package? What is happening?
Seeing as NRG get done with her single play. Oh, look, there's a burrito. There's a burrito.
What kind of package is this? We're supposed to be looking at the top 8 matchup against Optic. We ain't got no goals from that. Oh, I should have pre-approved this. I was traveling that day. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. They didn't mess with the highlight package. We got the V1 highlights. I mean, those are okay, but I just want to go back. Please at least tell me we got the burrito goal.
Oh, that's a good save by Squishy right there.
That's a good save, though. I'm not going to lie. And then Garrett G came and cleaned up, but it just wasn't enough. You telling me we don't got no Garrett G dribble in the highlight package right
Look
now?
how many demos Comm is getting.
I'm being trolled! I'm being trolled! How do we not have the Garrett G finish in the highlight package? We're stood up, and he was being a man, and we don't have that!
Let me give a little bit of detail as to the highlight package. So this guy's traveling, right? He's just nowhere to be found. He's on a plane. He's not in a weekly meeting. He's on a plane. So that's his loss. So then we just schemed up. It's a big. We have a team of 8, I believe now. I think we have 8 people now working on FT. FT gets bigger. And we decided to add a couple of demos in there. We're going to have Comm on. Comm played really well. And I know we noticed a lot of NRG fanboys, they despise Comm style. Well, all I saw in the highlight package was NRG not moving enough. So maybe if they, like, checked the rearview camera or, like, looked around side to side or just, like, weren't sitting still the whole entire time, maybe they wouldn't be getting demoed as much. So that's all I got to say to that. That's the background as to how that came to be.
How did this go? Like, this had to have been a team effort. This had to be a team. No one put a hand up for me? Well, no one said, oh, yeah, maybe we should put some of the games that they won against Optic in. Maybe we should show the Garrett G reaction. None of that. No one wanted to do that.
I'm pretty sure someone did, but, like, it's a group decision, and we came to a vote that it would be, like, best to, you know, kind of troll you in this situation. And Comm honestly deserves a lot of praise because he got 20 demos in it.
He's got his own segment.
20 demos in a single game? Like,
we literally gave him his own segment.
Okay.
It's against the gospel kumbayas, but like.
Okay. Listen, we already got him riled up. I'm just gonna throw it to you. I'm gonna take your job for 0.2 seconds, and I'm gonna throw it to you. You see the prompt? I think a lot of people been waiting for this. Y'all even tweeted out, see you on Wednesday. Talking about NRG doing well and everything. The Babrin. NRG, top 4 finish. Garrito Burrito. OT game 7 against Optic. Air dribble by 2. Dunks AJ. They do end up ultimately dropping down to V1 in the top 4, but they made a change. It's a resurgence. Are they back to being a top team in NA?
I mean, okay, first of all, because I know how this goes with y'all. What to y'all defines a top team in NA? Are we talking a top 5 team, a major contention team? What's the metric here for y'all? Because all I know is throughout this entire split, everybody has had different opinions on NRG. I seen Rizzo saying, oh, they're not going to even beat Dignitas. Fireburner was like, oh, they're going to lose to Optic round 5 in Swiss and not even make it. Rizzo, don't get me started on you, Rizzo. And then, everybody had their opinions on where NRG was going to land up, but a lot of people didn't even have them to make top 8. So I just want to know for the current room, me, you, Bates, and Roldiz, what is the top team? What placement is a top team?
Why are you? What is this question with a question? I asked you a question. You get to define top team. You get to define top team, and then we'll go from there. I would say you first.
If it's up to me, yes. If it's up to me, absolutely.
Like, Bates, I don't even know why you gave him that option.
Well, I want to know why. I want to know why.
Because
why? Because for a
lot of people, I mean, I've always had the faith. I knew the bounce back was going to happen. Again, looking at past results and looking at the reasoning as to why NRG was dropping some of these series, it definitely kind of made sense. Of course, NRG are going to struggle at the top. The top is also not necessarily too defined in North America right now. Everybody's trading matches back and forth. Again, you saw that with even the Swiss. Again, my biggest thing has been NRG sweeping Gen G, who almost won this entire tournament, who have had to go through that gauntlet. They took them out round 3 of Swiss. Gen G had also a very shaky Swiss, of course, themselves, again, going round 5 against G2, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. My whole thing is that for NRG, yes, I'm not surprised that they lost against version 1. V1 is there's so much more layers to that matchup than it just being a matchup, right? V1 are confident in that team, and I think there's somebody alluded to it on the interview. I think it was Comm saying that there might be some going on with Torment Squishy in that particular matchup too, because there's something there. But in terms of being able to stick up to it, this Swiss was the most dominant that they've looked, and they played against lower-ended teams. They beat them very handily. And then, of course, the only team they struggled with was Furia. Furia had a great run until top 8. And again, they ended up taking down Gen G as well, who made it all the way to the grand finals. Do I think NRG's back? Yeah. I think they're back to being a top team.
You want to go first, Bates, or?
I mean, come on, Mr. Face.
Well, the answer's obvious. This guy's copium. He's full of copium. No, they're not. It's top 5. That's what I qualify to be a top team in this league. They are not top 5 in this league. We said last week it was going to be short-term success. That's exactly what you got. Right
you also said your team.
That's exactly what you got right here. Short-term success.
Saying.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to continue to happen. There's a reason why Comm was able to get 20 demos. It should never happen in this league anymore. No one should ever get 20 demos in a single game, and that's because your team does not want to move out of the net. So, with that being said, moving forward, I don't think they will get back to what they got today or what they got this past weekend. It's a one-time thing, anomaly.
Thank you, Mr. Top 8.
Thank you, Mr. Top 8.
Thank you, Mr. Top 8. And you acting like we didn't just win the thing last time.
How long
did we not just win the
history
event?
now?
Bro's acting like they back for good. You got one top 4.
I mean, we beat the team you lost to. That's all I gotta say. It was a sweet.
Okay. Congratulations. Anomalies happen. That's good.
I guess, cool. Man, it was quite the anomaly for y'all.
Cool.
This is funny. This is some good stuff. Are they a top team? I don't know.
Look at this.
What am I looking at?
Look at this I got here. Look at that. You see that? These 2 top players. I ain't gonna show the guy at the end. He ain't on the team no more. You see this? This is greatness.
This is
greatness.
That is greatness.
In the highlight pack.
That is greatness.
That is greatness. That's greatness. Are they back to being a top team? I never thought. Well, to me, I think a top team is can you make the major, and I never thought they weren't in contention to make the major from the get-go. I've always thought they had the skill. I've always thought that. You got Justin, you got Grito Burrito, you got Squishy. There's 3 mechanical players. You got to be able to make plays with the ball, which they all can do. They can set each other up, and they can compete with the best of the best. There's no question about that. To me, it's always about the mentality issues, how confident they're going to be, if they're going to be able to bounce back when the going gets rough. And I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. I'm not convinced yet. I'm just not convinced. I had a feeling. When they switched out Epic Johnny for Sizz, I already spoke my piece on that, but let me reiterate it again. Sizz, I don't believe should have been dropped. I don't think it had anything to do with performance. I think Sizz's role on the team, initially, he's talked about that, is to be a mental coach. And I think maybe they might have got bored of hearing the same voice in their head whenever they make a mistake. And Sizz try to take an extra step, do more analytical approach, more advanced coaching, quote-unquote, approach. And maybe they didn't want that, so they bring in Epic Johnny. But this is the best I've seen Garrett play in a minute, though. And I don't think he got anything with Epic Johnny. I don't think Garrito Burrito was on. Every single time I tune in, Garrito had about 600. So it's all about Garrett keeping up that level of play, which I think he can. But if I'm going to say they're a top team, I never thought they weren't a top team. I always think they were in major contention. I think there's about 8 teams in North America that, if they're on their day, could make some big runs in the brackets. And I think they're one of those teams. But am I going to put them up there in like the G2 and in the phase realm? Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. They got to prove me something. They got to prove me something there, because when I look at this Swiss, I mean, you lose to Furia. You beat Rogue. Are you happy about that when you beat Rogue?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course he's
that should
happy.
be automatic.
It was
That's
a win.
automatic.
Oh, okay. Your only quality win, I guess you got 2, because you beat Optic in 7, and then you beat Genji. I don't know how you did that, though. You beat him 3-0. You had a flash, but you handled it, and then you beat Dignitas. And you got blessed. Because you could have, we're going to talk about him in G2 in a little bit, but you could have gotten G2 in that round, and then all would have went downhill for you. But for some reason, the Swiss allowed you to play Dignitas, who's a quality team, but there's just levels to this. And Dignitas, G2, I mean, I don't really got to explain it. So I think they're I think they're a top team. I think they can contend for majors, to make the major. Now, win the major is different.
You think? Hold on. So a top team is contending for the major for you, T-Bates.
Yeah, I think like they could. When I say contend, they could qualify for one of the 5 spots. No, and I think they could do. I think they could get.
What's the percentage? What was the percentage you given NRG to make the major?
What, right now or before? Like before the split begins. Like before a split begins.
Right now. It's not happening, right? It's not happening, right? You over here trying to do a PR stunt right now. You trying to do a PR stunt right now. I think they're a top team in my book. No, but you don't think they can make the major.
You gotta understand why. Because at the moment, I ain't gonna hold you. NRG's major potential is about 2%. It gets to about 2% right now.
2%?
But listen, there's a reason as to why that is, because one team in particular has been tossing games. So now they got fight for their lives, and that team's just gonna ruin a lot of people's other dreams. Cause other teams have gotten a lot of points now, who might not normally and under quote unquote normal circumstances have that many points, and some other teams don't have that many points. So I think it's gonna be a lot of movement happening, and I think NRG's chance. They would have to get the 4th or 5th spot, and I'm thinking I don't know if they get the 4th spot, so that's why I say 2%. But if I count the 4th spot, probably like 10% or something like that. I just think there's 4 spots already gone in my head, so yeah.
So like 4 teams fighting for 5.
Yeah, so that's why I said they have a chance. They're contending. And if they make the major, I think they could potentially do some damage. I don't think the skill problem I don't think there's any skill problem on NRG. I think that's confidence, and I think it's the little things. Like moving and not getting them 20 times a game. I just find that be goofy. But yeah, that's me.
No, I feel you on the 20 times thing. I mean, I honestly, I saw V1. They posted the tweet about all the demos, and it was so many flashes. I felt like it should have had a warning coming into that. Like they should have let you know it was a lot of flashes going on. I didn't know.
It could have been the MW2 campaign. That's what it could have been.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like a flash
could have been the trailer.
I was like, what's going on with all these explosions?
NRG fans down bad.
It was down bad. I'll talk about the whole demo thing a little bit later, but I don't know. Like everybody's always had them so much worse than what they are, and I think
who's everybody?
Overreacting.
What are you talking about?
Who is everybody?
All,
this is the NRG propaganda. Who said they're worse than what they are?
What are you talking about? Bro,
first of all, the dude in the middle.
We've gone through
First of all, definitely dude in the middle. I just don't. He's gonna keep spitting the propaganda.
Stop.
No, you stop. This is not your topic.
Okay, you're just gonna scream over me.
Because guess what? I've had to listen to you scream all last week. You gotta hear me scream right now.
What you gotta say? What you gotta say, Ro?
Bro, just because we called that your team was about to slump and they were struggling, y'all have this copium and your fan base lives in this copium that when they don't live up to the expectations that we set on your team because they were winning for so long, y'all get mad. So then when they get this little bit of success, y'all feel like it's the best thing that's ever happened to y'all. Like, we have to see more consistency from them. They were one of the top teams, and they held the top spot in North America for so long. They deserve criticism when they don't play well.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you actually serious? Are you actually serious? What are you talking about when you say a little bit of success? They made a top 4 in a regional.
They were the best team in the league for how long, Daz? For how long? They were the best team in the league.
That whole expectations thing, that does not apply to me. We all know that does not apply to me.
Yeah, because you just hold them to the you don't give them the criticism that they need to hear when they struggle. But you praise them when they have this little bit of success.
Because I'm a fan?
But that's not like it can't go like you have to
listen.
Criticize them when they struggle. It just is what it is.
Listen, we can talk about NRG all day. We can talk about them all day, but we ain't got all day to talk about them. We ain't got all day to talk about them. We will bring up NRG later on, though, when we talk about who's going to go to Rotterdam once Comm and Jorby join the fold. I'm sure they're going to have their opinions to add on to these two. You got the NRG lover and the NRG realist, and then they got me. I don't know where I fall in this category. We got to move on, Coach.
All right, we talked about the Swiss struggles, and we also talked about, again, other top teams kind of struggling over in this particular Fall Cup event. Let's get into that particular segment where, again, G2 not being able to make it out of Swiss stage. They found Gen G round 5, and Gen G apparently wasn't done because they took out FaZe the day after in the top 8 spot. Gen G went on an absolute tear in NA and made it all the way to the grand finals. They couldn't win again, though. They lost to V1, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the fact of G2 and FaZe both not living up to expectations. So, who wants to go first?
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll go first. Yeah. Is there a G2 highlight package? I mean, we don't really need to watch it. I experienced it. I experienced it for 4 hours.
I don't know if we have one.
I experienced 4 hours. Let me tell you something. This question is so dang simple. Of course, we're gonna rise from the ashes. Like it's not even a problem. I think there's a lot of people now that are overreacting to this. G2 was the undisputed best team in North America beforehand. Undisputed in the minds of the people who got some sense. Now, you got a couple of people over to my right or to my left. I don't know what direction you're at. That might say that FaZe is better. But see, he's also biased because he gets paid by him. So, of course, he has to say that. He knows who's better. And I watched it live. G2, they got an unfortunate Swiss bracket. It happens. And that's why you had so much turmoil on the Twitter, on the Reddit, because people were upset. Because G2 got screwed over by the Swiss. Huh? It was just unlucky.
Stop it! He's
No. Listen, I let y'all yap all this time about NRG and all this nonsense.
Doing the same thing.
No. Let me tell you something. G2, they put themselves in that position, but the Swiss ain't giving no favors. It ain't giving no favors. Now, I'm not saying Swiss is a bad system, though. I like Swiss. I think Swiss is the best out of all of them. But it just was unfortunate how a couple teams were dropping games that day, dropping one extra game, and then G2 would have to run into them. But at the end of the day, G2's got to be able to finish their shots. They lost about game 5 about 3 times in a row. I experienced it live on the G2 stream with the orb. Never mind, they lost the last one in 4. Yeah, Chronic double touch over my head. Yeah, I remember that, yeah. And it is what it is. But that unfortunate Swiss, they put themselves in that position, and they're going to have to bounce back. But watching the gameplay, watching what they do, they make a couple shots, they're not in that position. And I still believe that they're one of the best teams in North America, if not the best team in North America. So, of course, they're going to rise back. And we'll see them at the major. We'll see them in Rotterdam, no doubt about that. No doubt.
Okay, so NRG's not making it. That's what I got out of that. Another thing I got out of that is you're speaking somewhat facts. If they made a couple of those shots, I think there was a back-to-back open net miss to tie up the game or go ahead.
Oh, it's
late
more
in
than
the
that.
game.
Yeah, Chiefs did like a whole series.
They missed every single series. It was terrible. It was awful.
Yeah, so like even pointing out their Swiss run shouldn't even happen. If you're a top 2 team in this league, you should be beating everybody that comes.
Whoa, that's not true. That's not true. Come on now. You know that some days you have bad days. Sometimes you have bad days.
Okay, that's
even
fine.
the great teams. That's what I'm saying. They had a bad day. I saw a little bit of overreaction on Twitter, man. Twitter and the masses. People were kind of happy that G2 had lost. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't like witnessing greatness? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. You need to take a pause for pause.
They weren't great, so they needed that little break. They weren't great that day, right?
He said, but they just weren't great.
You saw what happened to the Warriors last night? The Warriors versus Suns from basketball watchers. Suns demolished them. It was a mock competition. Clay got ejected and everything. Ain't nobody in their right mind gonna say that the Suns better than the Warriors, though.
They just weren't great.
They got mocked by 30.
Period, they just weren't great.
They weren't great that day. That's facts, and that's it.
All right,
that's it. That's all I need to say.
And that happens. That happens. But will they rise from the ashes? I believe G2 will bounce back. If there's any team in this league other than FaZe and G2 is the other one that will bounce back. I strongly believe that. Yeah, and then if we want to even talk about FaZe, I've criticized my team. We overestimated. We overestimated.
Where did FaZe come from?
That's exactly what happened. And then
it's in the bottom bar. It's in the
Yeah.
bottom bar.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. G2 and FaZe. It's included. So yeah, we overestimated, and we gotta hold teams or I gotta hold my players to a higher standard, and I've been criticizing them, and that is what it is. So
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, I think G2 bounced back. I mean, I've always thought G2 bounced back. I had G2 in my top 5 to make the major when I think it was the pre-show. Yeah, I had G2 in that top 5 spot. So I'm sticking with that. I wouldn't lose out on G2 that easily. Even if they had a bad split, I still wouldn't lose out on G2 because I know that team inside out. I think that they'll talk things over, just like Raul will talk things over with his team, and then they'll figure things out, come back stronger, hopefully next event. But it's a little tough to tell again, just because of the competition. You got to win those matchups, and we saw some very unfortunate performances. I think
That's what it is. It's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
What won't happen again? And if there is a day where NRG and G2 play the tiebreaker matchup. Oh man, I ruined a day for NRG fans. I ruined that day. I ruined that day.
I feel the same way about your Bates.
I mean, if we go back in time, that matchup is always swung in NRG's favor.
Time out.
More
That was
often- more
before
often times
G2
than not.
got Atomic. Direct, I know you're watching. Give me the stats. What is the
He said,
record
"Give me the
between
stats."
NRG and G2 once Massimo joined G2's roster? That's what I need to know, Direct. Give me that
Have they
record.
played?
Oh, they played before. No doubt about that. They played, and it hasn't gone in your favor.
It hasn't. What I don't remember the last time they played with.
I don't remember the last time they
Because
played.
it was so irrelevant. That's why. Direct, give me the numbers. I know you're around here somewhere. I'll get them later from him.
Yeah, get them later. Are we ready to go forward here on this one? This next one?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't got nothing else to say. We all said they got bounced back.
All right.
Well, wait, let me see.
What, you got the numbers?
Oh no.
Bates!
And then before
Better
that,
buckle up.
I know it was in NRG's favor.
The last time they played was in winter last season. That was almost a year ago. That was a long time ago. It's been a long time.
Yeah, this is a new NRG too. Daz is confident in them.
That's facts.
He's been confident in him even before the World Championship. I mean, I was too. I said they're finishing top 2.
See? Oh man, but there's always that one team every time they're on the Resurgence run, whether it's Worlds or anywhere else, that end up taking them down. It's that version 1 team, and to speak about it, and also to congratulate him on his success in winning the Fall Cup. We do have Comm that we're going to be bringing in on this next one as we talk about the V1 Supremacy version 1 beating out Gen G to take the Fall Cup. Comm sets an NA demo record with 20 in a game. Comm, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Why can't I
You're
hear you?
muted in Discord.
I'm muted in Discord.
Yes, I can.
There you go. There you go. How you doing?
Pretty good. Could be a lot worse.
Could be a lot worse. What's worse?
Stressing about the next regional, making the major.
Now you're chilling though, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, hold on. I'm not done. We got a surprise guest that's gonna be with us for the rest of the show. Slide over. I got Jorby. Hello. Jorby right here. We're both in the same spot, so we're gonna be chilling, talking to you guys about everything for the rest of the day.
Wait, can I say something?
What?
G2 and NRG played at the World Championship.
Oh yeah.
Why D-Rec capping to me? they sure did play at the World Championship. And how'd that go for you, Damar?
Can we roll the V1 highlights? Let's look at the V1 highlights real quick. Let's get back to the track. Come, we're gonna run through some of the best moments. We got about 5 minutes of just V1 dominance.
No, this is us getting scored on.
Look, I didn't make the highlight
played
tape,
very
okay?
well.
I was not in this meeting.
No, this just rolling back through the whole entire. Just in case you missed it, you didn't catch the grand final. This is V1 Gen G grand finals. It's gonna roll through the whole entire each game, the ebbs and the flows. And Comm, just coming to you, man. Like when y'all went into this. I mean, the beast have been quaking. You have been demoing. Y'all are facing a little bit of speculation, a little bit of scrutiny, but y'all still handled y'all business against Gen G. Like, what was it like just through the whole entire series?
I mean, we were pretty confident going into it. They play a lot like, an EU team. They have 2 EU players, and historically we've had pretty good results against EU teams at LANs. We know what playstyle we need to play, and we know what to do to beat that team. So we went up 3-1 in the series, and then nerves kind of set in. We were panic calming a lot, and we just weren't playing our play style. Went to Game 7, and it was a sloppy Game 7, I think, but we managed to get the last laugh.
Oh, that's a nice shot by Tommy. The top right. That was top left, huh? I don't know what it was.
Tom, is there a voice of reason on your team for like if you guys do start the panic calm? Is there somebody that kind of steps up in that leadership position and is like, let's calm down, let's relax, like mid game?
Usually it's like a mix of us, but for this series it was me. I think in Game 6 and 7 I said a few times just like chill out on the comms whenever like we'd get like a big boom and we'd have a second to breathe and I'd just be like chill out, no need to panic calm. So yeah, that's I was the one doing that this series for sure.
Comm, you guys, or you were saying at the beginning, against EU teams, you guys are pretty good and you know what like play style you should be playing. Can you elaborate a little bit more on like what you guys feel like your play style is? Because, what exactly specifically do you feel like you needed to do against Gen G?
So against EU teams, we tend to just try to play a lower risk play style because for whatever reason, the majority of European teams just try to play full speed all the time and throw themselves at the ball. Your Moist did that, your Liquid did that, your K-Corp did that. The only team I would say is the exception is BDS, but Endpoint did that as well when we played Endpoint at Worlds, and that was how we managed to beat all of them at like every major we played. I think we probably had like a 70-80% win rate against EU teams, maybe better. And that was just kind of the play style we sucked to because they all played very similarly.
Okay. One thing I want to ask you about was it's not in this highlight package, but it's been talked about. It happened against Furia, the game 6. I think it was versus.
Look at
Furia, right?
Comm.
Well, I don't know what
The beast mode. Yeah.
ceiling pinch?
Well, just that game in
That game?
particular. Yeah, just that game in particular for beast mode. Like, kind of like what happened with that game? Did he just kind of just like pop off? Was there something communicated? Like, what's going on there?
Yeah, it was communicated. It was probably game 4 or 5-ish. I just started sitting hard third man, and I said I was perfectly fine playing Beast Mode Simulator. I think those are the words that I used. So yeah, my objective from that point on was just get the ball to Beast Mode.
He was the enabler, the enablation. That's what we like to hear. Kyle, I got one more question for you. Hey, did you watch FT last week?
No, I did not.
Okay,
Oh,
well, you had played against 2 people who were on FT last week who said that Shopify Rebellion would bounce or would take the next step before you guys did. You got any words to that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So my team actually brought this up at some point. I could be misremembering, but I think they said that you said that Shopify has more potential than us.
Oh!
I was the only one. Bro, why
No,
my name? I was the only one
Look,
that said
top right,
V1.
Tommy.
No, because
Firebird.
I said V1 too. I
Yeah,
did too.
okay,
And
that's
the
what I'm
T-Bates,
Only saying V1.
I remember Raul saying V1 because T-Bates went on and he was like, I don't know what's going on with those two V1. I'm saying Furia.
Nah, I swear, bro. People like, nah, bro. This says this about you. Nah, bro.
Nah, this is the game 7 right here, though, man. Comment, what are the comments like right there? Oh, I got it. Oh, and it pumped too.
Yeah, we got scored on 7 seconds later. That's always sobering when that happens. It's like, let's go, game 7, we got this. Then you immediately get kickoff gold.
Yeah, I think Abstract.
Who do you guys feel like you struggled against the most in that match? I mean, to me at least, it looked like apparently Jack was doing a lot, but like, what did it feel like on the pitch?
Yeah, probably. I mean, Jack is, I think, the best player. Usually plays like it as well. I think he's pretty consistent.
Game over.
But nope. Yeah. Bimo wasn't exactly slotting, except for this one.
Oh, look at that! Oh my god! Oh my gosh! The passion. Wait, what's
No,
this?
yeah, this was a abject save. Yeah. No, that was a pretty good series on their end, but also on our end, it was not like the Furia series to where we just kind of had to give the ball to Beast Mode and have them hard carry, but that series was definitely more of a team effort from all of us.
Okay, wow.
I'm just crazy. I'm just
good.
Yeah, you did look good. You did look good. I don't know. I just haven't seen y'all play like that in a minute though. I don't know whether y'all had like a resurgence or something like that, but it was just something. It just impressed me. Impress me a lot. Impress me how. Well, I've always told. I think I've told you this before. I've always loved how y'all stick to y'all's game plan. I think that's when y'all are one of the few teams that can do that. Where y'all have not set. I don't know what you would call them. I've called them roles, but. And it's when it doubt get beast mode the ball, and we're gonna maximize that. And if Torment got touched the ball 15 times, and you gotta get 27 demos in the game, that's what you gotta do. When you're gonna let beast mode do what he do, and I just like love that. And I think that's what frustrates a lot of people, especially the NRG fan who was watching that.
Yeah, I would say they were probably pretty frustrated. My DMs and my mentions would probably agree with that.
Yeah, let's actually jump into that and talk about it a little bit because it does seem like it's kind of like a big topic over the course of the week. Again, a lot of people saying what they disliked, I guess, about demos. People making tweets about Comm working at McDonald's if he doesn't, demos weren't part of the game, all that other stuff. Talk to me about how you particularly feel about it, and then we'll jump into our own feelings after.
Before you even do that, just in case people didn't see your Twitter, I believe you listed the credentials. I mean, they just want to let people know about the credentials real fast.
That too.
Yeah, I mean, I had to clear out the air it out there. Let people know, Pro Rocket League is what I want to be doing. It's not what I have to be doing.
He's got options, people. He's got options.
Yeah, straight. I get that out there. But no, I mean, the demo thing, it's so confusing to me that people get so upset about it because why is it my problem? Like, why are you upset at me? Tell your team to start jumping. Like tell them to flip when I go for a demo.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody in the Rocket League community who gets mad about demos, go play another game. I can't, man. Crazy.
It's just like I'm dropping 20 demos against NRG and nobody else. And then NRG has the largest fan base, so I tend to get the most hate whenever I do it against them. I don't get it. Like if you're getting demoed 20 times, it's not my fault.
I mean, you're definitely directly responsible, but I hear you what you're saying.
Yeah, you definitely put a hand in the demo on them, but yeah, it's not your fault. It's just NRG's got to move.
You're the only guy with 20 demos in a game ever. Don't tell me you're not.
No. Snowy had 23 at SSA.
23. Yeah, I had the record for NA. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, you go back and watch the replay. I could have got 30. I'm not gonna lie. Like the amount, like it's not like I got every single demo that was possible.
So you say NRG doesn't move?
Not enough. There's so many things wrong that just make them so easy to demo. It's kind of crazy. So I'm just gonna keep on doing it until they figure it out because we beat them like 6 times in a row.
He said that last part. The last part kind of hurt me a little bit, but he is speaking facts. See, personally, yeah, I agree. I think I don't think I sat in for that match. No, I was just sitting there watching it. As it was happening, and we saw the score at the end. We were like, is that a bug? They're like, no way, he actually got like 20 demos. And no, I mean, I think that's perfect. That's totally fine. Like, we've seen plenty of times that people don't know how to dodge demos. Like, demos have been in the game for so long, and this is not the first time V1 has abused demos against a team. So acting like it's something that's new is kind of strange to me, because also they're not the only team that does that either. But they're the team that obviously can abuse the most against some of the top teams as well, and they're the most successful with it. It just works. So you got to give credit to where it is. So I just feel like for me, that like people hating on demos is unnecessary. I mean, this is something that you do when you are like just starting Rocket League. If you just hate people getting demos and you type in game chat, you got to be like
demo cringe.
You got to be like gold MMR.
Who said that? Oh, it's Jorby.
No, people hate on the demos because it's us.
I think that's exactly right. It's you.
Yeah, it's you look at SSG's demo. They had Reddles and Arsenal who demoed just as much as me, except there was 2 of them. They weren't getting any flack over that the entirety of last
Comm,
season.
that's actually not true, bro. You had over twice the demos of Arsenal in the last.
In this
week.
event,
You had over 100 demos, bro.
In this event,
Arsenal had
but
like 60.
we also made it further in the tournament than them. I had more time to do it. And I played NRG, which is a very easy way to inflate your demo stat.
Yeah, but even if you took away that 20 demo game, you're still like 40 demos above the next.
I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters though. And that's what I was going to get to. And you're exactly on the money, Comm. It's because you're doing it. and,
that is
it's because you're doing it, and all people do is remember you laughing and getting on people at land and stuff. So it's like that love hate. So you already got the haters, and the haters are just there. So it doesn't matter what you do; they're just gonna automatically say this is bad because X is doing it, and it's as far as they're gonna go. God, if Justin was doing it, more demos.
We have the RLCS villain on first touch right now. Like at land, bro, people hated this man. So like, I feel like you live in that. Like you embrace it.
You eat that up.
Yeah, it's fun for sure, and it's especially fun whenever I go out there and do something that isn't demoing, because then it's like, what are they gonna say? Like game 5 against NRG where I scored 2 pretty crazy goals, could have scored more, and just to cap off, like I got like 20 demos in one of the games, was averaging probably like 7 or 8 a game up until that point with that game, and then
7 or 8 a game.
Yeah, and then I went out and was ceiling shotting on Squishy's head top and that. Like,
I have to double check. I think your goal participation was like close to 80% in most of your matches, like especially against Furia and Gen G. Like you're always involved in the play, and that's something at least that I've noticed is that like you and Beast Mode as a duo, like you do so much to facilitate Beast Mode's success, but in tighter matches, like that's where Beast Mode really helps out. But you never stop facilitating. So like demos is just one fabric of your, or one part of the fabric of your game, and I think anybody who's actually paying attention knows that. So
that's right. I butter you up. I had to butter you up before I do my top 5. That's all I know. I had to butter you up.
Are we ready to get into the base top 5 or World Days? I don't know if you want to speak on it or not.
But I got nothing to say. Like he just you good.
Just jump. Please jump. NRG, please. Let's move on to base top 5. Bates is going to rank his top 5 teams in North America. Oh boy.
G2 is number 1.
G2's number 1. Oh, and my camera's on this time. Well. I thought I was just gonna be talking and it was like, like getting into my mic like this and looking this way, but instead now you can see me. Just want to let everybody know this is Base's top 5. I think I'm gonna change this to a bi-weekly thing though, where it's gonna be a global top 5. I may I'll do a top 7, but for now I hadn't ranked NA's finest. I ranked EU last week. I got a lot of praise for Alkai, no Rocket League, and I'm about to rank this NA top 5 accurately as well. This list is fluid, it's constantly changing, and it's not based off of everything that you think it'd be based off of. And I'll give you the criteria once it's off. Give me number 5. Bang! Space Station SSG. You know why? Because they got that boy LJ Daniel and they got T Shaka. They've had two top 4 finishes, but they keep losing to Gen G. Gen G is their nemesis. They keep beating them. They can't beat the boys from Europe plus a young boy from North America. And outside of that, though, they look good. They keep going 3-0 in Swiss. They keep handling business. And it looks like they can ultimately end up winning the regional and even contending for the major championship. So that's why I can get top 5 in North America. Give me number 4, though. Oh, version 1. Comm, don't hate me. But listen, I'll tell you why you're number 4. You're number 4 because I got to see more. I got to see you be able to do it again. I saw Beast Mode level it up to a level I just never seen before in that Furious series. In the Furious series, him versus Yan, I don't want to hear no more Yan love because Beast Mode should automatically be top 3 in the world. First killer should be up in there too with Monkey Moon and Seiko and those type of boys. Yan, you got to move down. I'm sorry. Beast Mode took over. Comm's demoing everybody. He got Torment averaging 10 touches a game and still getting 400 points a game. It's impossible. He's so efficient in every single touch. But he's at number 4. I got to see more for V1. Give me number 3. FaZe. Oh, wow. It's G2. Maybe I was just playing with y'all. G2. The only reason that number 3 right now is because they decided to throw. They decided to throw, and they couldn't make no shots. But we all know, in our heart, in our deepest of hearts, going into the Fall Cup, the NA Fall Cup, that G2 was the best team in North America. A couple people rolled this, thought FaZe was better, but everybody, including Johnny Boy on this stream, thought that G2 was the best. They've dropped down a little bit, but I still think they're going to bounce back. We talked about it earlier. Give me number 2. FaZe Clan. Bro, you coached them up well. They're looking solid. A little bit unfortunate this past weekend, but listen, I know y'all can bounce back. Y'all got Costello, y'all got First Killer, you got Typical, you got Roldis. It's nothing but mechanical firepower on this roster. Every single time people line up against you, I know they're scared. I know they don't want to play you. And I understand that you got a little bit of greedy, you got a little bit cocky, sleeping on everybody, but you need to wake up. Because people are coming for you. You lose again, Roll, you got to move down, further down. And then number 1, I can hear your fans right now. Stumpy's tweeting. Stumpy's tweeting, Gen G is the number one. Gen G is the number one North America. EU, NA free. The only reason that Gen G is number one is because they keep making the grand final. They keep performing. They keep proving everybody wrong. Chronic has been balling out. Ab Jackson playing best Rocket League he's ever played in his entire life. And then Nola, you already know what Nola fills the gaps, and he goes and talks, but then he walks that walk afterwards. That's the top 5 in North America at the moment. It's not debatable. I would love to hear everybody's thoughts, though. What's my grade? What's my grade on this top 5? I think it looks good. I think it looks great. I think it looks excellent. I don't think there's anything wrong with it either. Where's everybody else at?
You know, Bates, I gotta say, man, you know, props to you. I really didn't think you had the guts to put Gen G number 1. I didn't think you'd do it. I thought FaZe would still be up there, but, you know, I think it's a decent list.
Decent.
You said Space Station went 3-0 in Swiss, but that's wrong. They got 0-3'd by Furia. But other than that, you know, your information was great.
Okay. So, okay. By the way, y'all muted that whole time? I don't know if y'all are making noises or not, but I don't know. Y'all are just listening. I gotta know what Comm says. I gotta know what Comm says. Comm, what you think?
Fair enough. Can't argue with it too much.
Can't argue with it too much?
I'm just happy someone finally put us above SSG for the first time on a list in like a year and a half. So yeah, I mean, I can't argue with it. You have Gen G and FaZe up there. I don't think that's very arguable. G2, I mean, I would probably still put them up there. Granted, they had a poor performance past regional, but can't argue with it too much. I think it's fair enough.
There we go. What's the grade? You had the grade down.
Probably give you like an A-.
A-, yes sir. That's an A- from Comm. You already know the vibes, bro.
Yeah, I would say like I'd give it an A. I give it an A as well.
Ooh,
I think
an A?
it's pretty valid.
You bring free
It's
solid.
valid.
Well,
Yeah, it's
why
valid.
am I missing out on the plus? What am I missing? Am I missing a little bit of sauce in my explanation? Do I need to work on my dissertation? Like what do I need to do? My monologues need to be a little bit better. Well, where's my plus at? Why am I just getting A's? I want 100. I don't want a 99.
I think the A. I think this is like a it's a moldable project. You know, I gotta wait until the final, like the T-Bates final benchmark. You know what I'm saying? Like the final project after the major. That's what the top 5 like really. You'll get the A+ there. Like this is like
okay. It's a thingy. And then Jorby tomorrow don't seem to have that many thoughts on it. So I'm good now.
No,
I
I
think
mean,
I've
I
done a
feel-
great list. I think I've
No,
done a
yeah,
great
I
list.
feel like you know, A- is fine. Personally, I'd still have FaZe number 1. I
Ow.
thought that
Me too.
You know, FaZe might have went out in quarters, but they played against Gen G, and you know, last regional, it was First Killer getting over apparently Jack. This regional, it's Jack over First Killer. But I think, to me, FaZe out of all the teams in the quarterfinals probably looked like the best team that finished 5 through 8. And I'm not gonna punish FaZe too hard for literally losing to the team that they had smashed in the last grand final that they played. I want to see more. Like, I'm glad they evened up the score 1-1, but I'm still really high on this FaZe team personally. I think that next regional, like Gen G, now that they qualified for major, like FaZe, they're gonna get that before like Swiss is even over. But I also think FaZe are out there to prove to everyone in NA that, you know, they're the best out there, and I don't think they're gonna take that Gen G loss. I don't think they're going to take it lightly, and I think that they're still really quality. They looked like the best against Gen G out of everybody who played them. And to me, I think it's just a small mismark.
V1 beat Gen G.
That they can't beat FaZe and they can't beat version 1.
Time out. No, I gotta catch you right there. V1 beat Gen G. So how did FaZe look better than Gen G? FaZe look better against Gen G than V1 did when V1 beat.
Sorry. You're right. Version 1 beat them, but I'm saying out of the teams Gen G beat, I'm saying FaZe looked the best out of them in Space Station. Like, Space Station were completely shut down, but at least FaZe were able to still like get stuff done on offense some of the time. I mean, Gen G's defense was insane, but I want to see Gen G do it again. I want to see him beat FaZe again. To me, I still think FaZe are the best team in North America. Gen G are like 1A, 1B almost.
So Raul, you got express shipping on that jersey, right? Like, because I'm trying to figure out how you said they the best top 18 that lost when your team was top 8 and lost to
Yeah,
them.
Fury were number 2. They looked the second best.
They lost to the team that won.
Yeah, no. And the only reason Fury lost that was because Beast Mode look, man, I don't know. Hey, Comm, make sure that whatever Beast Mode ate for breakfast next time you guys play Furia, that he eats like something else, like, or maybe, you know, he fasts that day or something, because
I think he had
that was a really
crackers.
frustrating series to watch.
Yeah, crackers. Is that what you said?
Pretty sure. I think that's I think that was it.
That's enough to get the beast to go to work against. I don't know. I feel like my list is pretty good. I feel like it's not really that debatable. I feel like once I do a world's list, I add all the teams, including like Europe and Mina and Sam in there. Then I think it might get a little bit more debatable. But a lot of people just can't argue with it. They can't argue with it.
I don't know. I mean, I feel kind of. It's like you turned your back on Furia. Last week you had him
I'm
up
not
high.
turning my back on Furia.
I'm talking about teammates.
Oh,
I'm not even, I can look
on
at
him.
you.
I'm sorry.
Wait, turn my back on him. When I turn my back on him?
When you had him posted, you were one of the people who said Furia was a team that was going to the next step. Was taking it to the next level.
No. I didn't say they were going to take the next step. I said
They
that they
did
have
take
a
the next level,
chance
though.
at making the next
That's
step.
the thing.
What was the next step?
Okay, they 3-0'd in Swiss. They beat G2, who they'd never beat before.
Congratulations.
Who they lost
Let's put some context on that beating
qualifier.
of G2. They beat G2 because they went for the ball. They 50'd, and then not only did he get the 50, he got bumped up to the sky, and he kept his momentum to the point where he was going so fast that he could get the J-Nap to demo him. The luck was unreal to beat G2. Nobody's doing that again.
On, man.
Nobody's doing that again.
You know as well as I do that it's more than one play. Are you complaining about bumps and demos? Is that what you're complaining
I'm
about
not
right
complaining
now?
about bumps and them. I'm saying they got very fortunate to win that one.
Fortunate? They created
When
their own
Comm went for
opportunities.
that
Come on,
ball,
man.
he didn't think that he was gonna get torpedoed up like a rocket in the sky and come
course he
down
doesn't
like
think he's
an
gonna get
angel
torpedoed,
and then
but guess
take
what?
J-Naps out the sky. He didn't think that. There's a distinction
Since
between
when are
that and
torpedoes
then
luck?
that was all.
Maybe
luck.
it was just intuition.
Not intuition. There's a distinction between that and then what Comm did, where Comm dunked Noli on the sidewall to win, because he's done that play probably 100,000 times in the ranked. Now there's always going to goal. No, but like Comm knows what he's going for
It was literally
right
an
now.
adjustment Furia made for this tournament to be more demo heavy. They ranked 16th Bates in the last regional, under 2 demos a game. They had more than double that. It was literally a focus of their game plan coming into the regional to be a more demo heavy team. So don't sit here and go la 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 about nonsense luck with bumps and demos when that was literally a part of the game plan. I'm out.
You're out of here. You're not going nowhere.
Sorry for you. I'm still here.
You're still here. You're still here. Listen, you're so passionate about Furia.
He's shaking the table.
You're so passionate about Furia. I want to move on. I want to move on the road to Rotterdam. I want to know how. After everybody just graciously gave me A's on my test, I appreciate that. I just want to know how, from Jorby, Furia is gonna end up making his top 5 in Rotterdam. Can we move the road to Rotterdam?
Yeah, let's go. So, Road to Rotterdam is a segment where I'm pretty sure we are going to figure out which, from all of us, our 5 teams are going to represent North America in Rotterdam. Everybody has their own list, and if you want to kind of flex your list, you can tweet at FirstTouchRL, and maybe we'll show them on the show. If the list is content enough, we'll have to see. But I want to start with Base, because Base, you just did your top 5. Is your top 5 teams the top 5 teams that are going to Rotterdam?
Well, let me see. Yeah. Yeah, that's my top 5 because Gen G already qualified. So, I mean, really, we're figuring out the next 4, right? There's 4 teams we can go for. Gen G already qualified. B1 and FaZe have too many points, so that's 2-3. That's 2-3. We already know that. So then it really just comes down to, is SSG going to throw? And is out of G2, NRG, Optic, and SR? Furia and Complexity. Whoa, that's actually a lot of teams. That's actually a lot of teams can believe at a 4 or 5. But if I have to take SSG really throwing, I think. Really throwing in order to accomplish that, which, I mean, they could, considering I was wrong and they dropped the game in Swiss. And all it takes is losing out in Swiss for one of these teams to really do something. So for me, I got Gen G, FaZe, V1. I got G2. And I got SSG, though. I don't think they're throwing. I don't think they're going to throw this away. I think they're all way too talented. I really don't think that's debatable. I think it's hard to beat that list. I think it's really hard. But I want to know how Furia's going to make it from Jorby. And I want to know how
NRG's gonna make it
from
us.
the Mar. And then we're going to listen to Comm with the 4.0. And we're going to listen to him give as to why they're not going to make it. So who wants to go first? Who why did they look at each other like that?
You can take it. It's all you.
I've been in the mud. I've been in the trenches. I've been ducking fire, and I've been ducking Comm's demos. As long as we don't see him in the Swiss, and as long as he does so well, he keeps up that performance and gets to the high end of the bracket, Comm, I'm expecting you to 3-0 in Swiss coming up soon, okay? Because as long as we can avoid you and face you in the finals, NRG has a clean way through. You even take FaZe and G2 in that half of the bracket as well. Y'all can sit there on that bracket, and then we'll sit here and take everybody else on our bracket. And NRG can make it. See, now, I'll be honest, though. I'll be honest. My heart wants NRG in that 5 spot, but my brain is aligned with T-Bates' list. I'm not gonna lie. My brain is.
You can't have it best in both ways.
I know, but I can at least explain how I'm feeling. Okay. Now, which one am I gonna go with? I'm gonna go with my heart every day. I'm gonna go with my heart every day, and I'm putting NRG in that 5th spot. I will say though, and it's not a knock to SSG, because SSG, I would put, is that favorite team to take that spot. If I were to create an argument against them, I don't know if they've really put together all the pieces yet. It does still seem like they're still trying to figure things out there with LJ. And if Gen G can pick them apart, I do think that other teams can as well. So it really does end up coming down to that. They played Gen G twice, and Gen G has finished that series in 5 every single time. So seeing also some of the inconsistencies, all it takes is a bad day of Swiss, and then things just completely flip on its head. So I'm still confident. I'll put NRG in that 5th spot, but I am knowing that I could be really wrong about that at the end of the day. That's me.
All right, here's my wild, way too early fall invitational prediction. You don't know how Swiss is going to go. You don't know how the bracket's going to fall and which teams end up on which side of the bracket. But that's why this prediction is going to be crazy. I'm going to say that your 5th and 4th team are G2 and Furia, and Space Station miss. Space Station make top 8, but G2 and Furia make finals, and that will be enough to eke Space Station out of the race. Optic, NRG,
Furia makes the final?
Rebellion. What's that?
Furia's
yeah, they'll
make
make
the
grands
final?
in the invitational. So if G2 and Furia both place above Space Station, or if they both make it to the final, and Space Station only get 5th through 8, and Complexity and Optic, as long as they don't do better than, because if G2 and Furia are in finals, then Optic or Complexity can't do better than them. So both G2 and Furia will get the nod over Space Station and those other teams. So that's my wild prediction, is that Space Station miss and G2 and Furia end up making it.
Okay, so what's the correct prediction?
What's that?
You said wild prediction. I'm wondering what the correct prediction is.
The correct prediction? I think Furia get top 4 next time, but there's a lot of like pieces in the mix. Like there are like 6 teams fighting for that spot, and there's going to be tiebreakers. But basically, for like G2 or Furia to make it, they just have to place one spot above all the other teams other than Space Station. So Complexity, Shopify Rebellion, Optic, NRG, they just have to finish one place above them in any stage of the tournament. And I think that's pretty realistic for Furia, considering how they looked from the first regional to the second regional. I really like how they adapted and how they're leveling up. They made adjustments that personally I thought was going to take them longer to make. Like they needed to make smarter touches. They needed to be more thoughtful with their approach on the pitch, and they needed to get more physical. They actually did both of those things this time around. And I genuinely believe that a peaking version 1 is the only reason they didn't make semis this time.
Beast Mode was peaking. I don't think we were.
I mean, no, Comm, you were playing really well too. Like all of version 1 was playing well. But what I'm saying is it took a peaking beast mode to do it, because Furia were still looking good despite that. Now, granted, like you don't get to draw your brackets, right? So like Furia could end up playing against another team in the top 8, and they end up losing out. That's absolutely possible. But to me, I actually really like this team. I like the improvement I saw from Kaio specifically. I really like the role he's trying to kind of cement himself in. He got a lot more physical. He was much more defensive minded as well. And I think it's more than possible. It's very doable for Furia to make Rotterdam. It's really not out of the woods at all. I think the only real demon they have left is other than version 1 apparently is probably Optic, because they haven't beat Optic yet, but they didn't get another chance to play them yet. But they beat Space Station, they beat G2, and to me those were the 2 litmus tests for them of have you actually improved, have you actually made adjustments. So I see that kind of trend. I don't really see them falling back. Obviously it's possible, but I like what I saw from them more than what I saw from other teams in the mix. And I'm trying to be like yes, I'm a little biased, but I am trying to be a little more neutral about it. But I actually really like Furia. They're a fast team.
Okay,
I like
okay, Furia. Furia indeed. Comm, I gotta know. I gotta know who you going. I think you're just gonna roll with me. But unless you got
I
something.
don't think so. I
Think
was
so?
thinking G2 would make it at first, but
Wait a second.
I think it's too obvious that G2 makes it. I think they have too much pressure on them because everybody thinks they're gonna make it, and I think they're gonna choke. That being said, the team that I think will take their place, I think Space Station, they're close enough. I think to make it. They're pretty consistent. I don't think it's gonna be NRG. We played NRG, wasn't impressed. Not gonna be Optic. We played Optic, wasn't impressed. That leaves G2 and Furia that we played in this event, and between G2 and Furia, I was more impressed with Furia, despite us getting swept by G2, because we were a different team when we played G2. We made a lot of changes after, and then we were a different team going into the next day and going into playoffs. And Furia almost took us out then. I think Furia is going to be your 5th team. I think they were the most impressive team that I played.
Look at TV.
Nah, man, I need to hear Raul's take first, bro. I got so much to dissect, but I'm gonna let you rock for now. Raul, who you got making the major, man?
I'm a just roll with T-Base's list. T-Base, go your rebuttal. I don't want to hear my list. I want to hear your take.
Well, I'm just so confused. Comm, what do you mean that Furia has a better chance? You got swept by G2. I watched it happen live, Comm. You hopped on the pitch with them and it wasn't even the same contest. You look like you should be playing in D2 and G2 should have been playing in D1 plus times 3, which is... Wait, that'd be D3. Don't listen to that. don't listen to that. The point being, they looked incredible. What adjustments? What so-called adjustments did y'all make that were so great that y'all look like a complete different team? Cause when I look at the Swiss comps, now you got me going back to the Swiss. Let me go look at the Fall Cup. Who'd you play after you got swept by G2? You got a warm-up game against the Green Wall. You warmed up against the Green Wall. And then after that, you lost to Complexity. So I'm guessing you were the same team on day one. Same team day one, but then somehow within the span of 12 hours, just switched up the whole entire game plan. Y'all are a completely new team. And then Furia just, they look so good that now they're going to have a chance to make it over G2. And what is this G2 choke nonsense? Where's this coming from?
So... I do not think we were a different team on day 2 from day 1. We were a different team on day 1 from day 1. We started off against Dig, went to game 5 against Dig, which we shouldn't be doing. We knew we weren't playing well. Next, we were against G2, and we played absolutely horrifically. You're right, we should have been D3 at best. After that, we were trying to change our playstyle completely, going to game 1 versus Optic. Just said no to that, and then we went back to how we were playing months ago. Worked a lot on that, talked a lot about it, and then that was where we had a very easy series against Optic from that point on. Went against Complexity. A lot of the Complexity series was just really, individually, bad mistakes from us, and honestly, a lot of kickoff goals. We made some bad decisions on kickoffs and gave up, 4 kickoff goals in, 2 games or something like that. So that series we definitely could have won. That team's also very solid. And then we just went... Who do we beat again after that? Can't remember exactly.
Played Shopify, I think. Right?
Yeah, we swept Shopify after that, and that was us playing how we wanted to play. No, we played far worse against G2 than we did against Furia. That and G2 has definitely had our number as of late, but they definitely, if they looked so good against us, I don't see why they looked so bad against the next 3 teams they played.
I mean, God, they looked so bad, but they kept going game 5 every single time. Outside of the last one, they let Chronic do a double touch in 0 seconds.
We made them look good. We were just playing that bad. We made them look very good against us. They did not have to do much to beat us there. That was just a horrific series on our end. And then they went on playing G2, not at their best level, but they went on playing a solid team against teams that were playing better.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Nobody else, everybody just let you slide the G2 in there. Nobody even has a reaction or anything. That's crazy, bro. That's a wild.
I just wanted to hear what you had to say to him.
Well, I got so much to say.
Yeah.
I got so much to say because Comm, we really got to break it down. Okay, so let's break it down here. G2 versus Furia. Who wins that matchup?
I think Furia.
If you,
In the forums that I saw this weekend, I think Furia.
All right, not this formative weekend in general. If you had to just say, I need one of y'all to perform, who you got more faith in?
Furia.
This has to be a troll. There's no way. There's no way.
I
All
don't
right.
think he's trolling.
Furia, they've improved a lot since the first regional. Too. Despite getting the same placement, they've definitely improved a lot. And like was said, you know, they only lost to us because Beastman played literally 2 of the best games of Rocket League I think I've ever seen.
He did. I think this little PTSD from watching how good Furia played that day. You had to see Beast Mode turn to Beast God, and all of a sudden Furia's top 17. We'll have to see. I can't believe you said they're gonna choke though. That's crazy. That's a G's gonna be able to handle business. G2's
It's
gonna choke.
a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. You think Furia?
Everybody
handles
thinks
that
they're
pressure?
making it. The thing is, more people think G2 are making it than Furia. Furia definitely has less pressure on them. G2 has so much pressure on them to make it. Everybody thinks they're going to make it. I mean, they got second at Worlds. They won a major. It's like it should be a lock for them, right? Surely.
Yeah, we thought the same thing at Worlds. After they made the finals, we were like, "Hey, G2, this is G2's game to lose, pretty much."
Who do you think was going to win the world championship, Comm?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I knew who was playing in the finals at that point.
What the heck? Where were you?
I left the venue. I was gone. I was back in my hotel room. Yeah,
He was gone.
I was out of there.
I'm pretty sure most people thought that G2 would win though. Like looking at their performance at Worlds, and then they had a lot of pressure on them there as well, and then flopped. So maybe they're just not. When it comes down to it, backs against the wall. Maybe G2's not. They don't got the ice.
I mean, that kind of showed itself in Swiss, didn't it? They lose that game 5 to Furia, and then they lose to other teams that they should be beating.
They do well when they're in good spots. I mean, they won the major from uppers, but then you look at London, they go to lowers, out, choked.
Actually, we need the D-Rex stat on that. You know, how
Teammate
many
just follows the
what's
choke,
G2's record after a loss? I'm actually curious about that.
You're delusional. You're delusional. Roll. You're delusional. There. You're just a hater. Comm at least came here with a little respect. I don't know if Comm necessarily knows exactly. I don't know how confident should be in that take, but listen, I respect it. No G2. Is there gonna be a tiebreaker? Does anybody think there's gonna be a tiebreaker matchup? Coming down to it.
I think it's unavoidable. I think when the dominoes fall, at least 2 of these teams are tying 5th. Like there's just way too much. You got 5 teams all sitting like within 2 points of each other, meaning that like a team would have to finish above 3 other teams in order to get that clear 5th spot. But that's just not going to happen in the NA top 8 or even the top 4. So like I don't see a world where we don't have at least 2 teams tying. You got Optic, you have Furia, you got who else? Complexity. You got Shopify Rebellion, all sitting in that spot, as well as NRG, who are currently above them at the top. But like, that's too many teams. There's no way that this neatly piles itself up at the end of the Invitational. I think we're definitely getting a tiebreaker of at least 2 or more, or maybe 3. Maybe 3.
We're gonna see. I'm so shocked. Comm, I respect you too much. When I heard that, it hurt my soul. It hurt my soul a little bit. I felt like something left me. But it's okay. It's okay. You're reach your fall cup champ. I gotta respect you. I gotta respect you even more now. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, all right. We'll have to see G2 joking. I never thought about that. I'm like re-looking my life. Go ahead, Demar. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say there's 6 teams that are currently within 3 points of each other. Obviously, you guys know how the points work. That could definitely change all depending on even just a simple Swiss stage. We'll have to see. Of course, those at home, if you want to put your takes in, again, use the tweet at First Touch RL. Even use hashtag RLCS as well and hashtag FT. So we can be able to track those. And again, like we say, when we come back and do another one before the regional, we can have you guys' tweets show up on the screen as well.
We're going to bring Comm back. We're going to have to bring Comm back after this. I need this take. I need to see what happens. If there's a tiebreaker, if G2's in a tiebreaker against Furia, we're going to have Comm on. We're going to have Comm on to break it down.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
I'll see you there.
Oh, not to see you there. Oh, my gosh.
So let's move around the world. Let's go to the Middle East right now because things have been kind of shaken up over there. Over in MENA, Falcons reclaimed the throne atop MENA. They beat out Twisted Minds in Game 5. But Of course, it has not been necessarily easy for them overall. That being said, obviously, they've come into some struggles with KRN. They've lost a couple times to KRN this season, which has definitely been really interesting. And that is what we want to try to see. We want to ask the room about is particular this Falcons KRN matchup. We have some highlights of Falcons and KRN. We
Did you
roll
not see
those
the
whenever.
news?
News just
No.
happened.
The news just happened. You know, oh
What?
man, he's not looking at nothing. Look at this. Rule one. Rule
Oh,
one
they
just
did
picked up the
sign
KRN roster. I don't know if we can prop up that graphic on here. I don't know if that's possible, but they just pick them up. They're not under Rule one. We all know Rule one just became a thing within Civic and Sunless.
snap.
Their organization. They just picked up KRN. That's the big news. It just happened, like literally. Like I had to.
Yeah,
like,
10 minutes ago. 10
Exactly.
minutes ago,
Yeah. Exactly. See, we
Holy
t-
cow.
So yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive that it's gonna be that big of a new sign. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I just want to let people know that we got the highlights.
It's so interesting because again for Civic, right? He one of the first teams he had, Samurai Gaming, turns into Team Falcons, and now the team that's beating them, he ends up signing as well on the Rule One. As we look into those highlights, Team KRN now Rule One. End up taking down Falcons a couple times here. Are we surprised? Are we shocked?
No.
How we feel?
I'm not shocked. This team's too good. This team's too good. I mean, they picked up Nader. They ain't got Naupo. It is what it is. But there's a really solid team. They're a really solid team. They're really mechanical. And I think even without Naupo, they've proven that if they had him, who knows how it'd be. Falcons, on the other hand, we all know what these boys can do. We all know what these boys can do. You see the best, one of the best, if not the best offensive player in the world. I probably call him the best offensive player in the world. Ahmed, doing what he does. He did it on the main stage at World Championship. He did it in London, and he's still doing it online. They're just so explosive. So for those who don't watch this, it's crazy.
Yeah, you really wanted to see Falcons compete because I think there was a possibility. I think that they lose to KRN and then all of a sudden like they could go on the streak of not being able to finish and win another regional. So I think it's big for them to reclaim that regional title. Because I think that's a concern that a lot of us were kind of echoing. Remember, after the London finals, they lost. They seemed to lost the ice, and then at the World Championship, they just didn't have that same energy. So I think there was some worry for Falcons. And I mean, I'm not saying that worry goes away, but when your own region starts getting more competitive, you ain't 9 for 9 anymore. And that absolutely means something. Like that's going to change how you feel going into every tournament. Now you don't feel like you're going to win every single series, right? So that's a big mental change for a team that was so consistently dominant last year. And I mean, in MENA, there were some close series last year with Falcons. Like they didn't have a completely perfect season or completely perfect runs every time. This was coming. It was only a matter of time. MENA got their roster shakeup and got more competitive. I think everyone was just waiting for that to fall. So, but good to see them back on top and still compete.
Yeah, they were just waiting for birthdays and Rawas and Kalirs turning
Waiting for
15.
birthdays.
Rawas and Kalirs turning 15. This was the biggest change in that region, and I think this benefits Falcons more than they maybe think it does, because it just adds a whole competitive, like they actually have somebody up there competing with them and actually pushing them to their limits, which will benefit the entire region as a whole, which means sometime in the future, hopefully we get MENA 2 spots to majors and lands, because the depth is definitely there for that region.
I mean, I want to go to UConn because I think you've played against Falcons before. Do you feel like
He's played against them.
the competition aspect is kind of healthy for them?
Yeah, probably. I think I don't know. It's a weird thing to think about. I think normally it would be a good thing, but then also the point that Jorby brought up, I think it's a big mentality shift if you're not just winning everything and then you're going to these events and then you're not feeling like you're just undeniably the best team that you've ever seen, But I think in general, mentality aside, I think it's going to probably push them. It's probably going to help them improve. And it's going to give them more of a reason to actually probably grind the game and try to get better, since now it's not just play at the majors. You actually have to qualify for the majors.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that, like, this as MENA grows and that competition starts to rise. I mean, we're also kind of seeing that in other places in the world too, where you bring in a higher level of competition, and then that is supposedly supposed to again help like increase kind of like that the competitive placing of those regions in those international events. I mean, the biggest example I'd probably say would be like James Cheese in APAC right now. So being able to see, like, in KRM, be able to take the Falcons, and Falcons not feel so invincible going into these events, because I mean, for them, it seemed like last season especially, it was top spots on lists multiple times. Like, they were the team that everybody had wanted to see, and now they got to fight for that top spot. And Sunless and Civic seem to be backing them now with the signing. So, or
seem to be,
the
they
KRM
are.
team. You're right. So, again, just more competitiveness for that region. But
I think it's also something to be said about, like, in some of these regions, sometimes it just takes roster shakeups. I mean, we talk about it in North America and Europe all the time. We have arguments about talent being spread out, about having to consolidate talent to create more strong top teams. And I think you're starting to see that in other regions where you have talent that's been playing for a while, but they haven't really, like, shifted up a roster, but even in, like, South America, Endgame have Alpe now, and Alpe hasn't been on like many teams with good talent on it. But now that they have a team with, like, Brad Royales and Alpe, they made their first grand final. Like, and that's a team, like, not secret, not crew. So, like, just as using South America as a region, it's the same in MENA. I mean, some of those players that are competing against Falcons, they made roster changes. Sometimes it's about talent consolidation in a lot of these regions, as well as, like, new talent or otherwise. Yeah.
So we'll see how MENA shakes out. I had to roll the chair to get close to the mic. We'll see how MENA shakes out as again, qualifications for the major continue on, and again we'll see how well this Rule 1 team, this newly found Rule 1 team, performs over the course of not only this split but the rest of the season. Let's go to Europe.
I didn't answer the question though.
What?
Will Falcons be able to best KRN? I want to answer the question. I want to answer the question, man. I want to say no.
Probably.
I mean, yes. Falcons will win. Falcons will win. They don't have that. And D-Ray brought up a great point. Why you say yeah like that? Y'all just undisputed. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe some. Comm already said G2 ain't making the major. You don't know what this man's going to say next. You might say KRN about to come in. Oh, my bad. Rule 1 going to come in and then beat Falcons. D-Ray brought up a great point that it could be a winner-take-all if both of them are in the grand final, which would be insane. Insane if both of them are in the grand final for all the marbles to make Rotterdam. That'd be pretty nice, and honestly, it probably could happen. Rule 1 kind of tossed last time. So.
The rest of the room, Jorby, Raul.
I think it's a 50-50, but I think I'm gonna back the young kids. I feel like they don't really have that much pressure on them like Falcons do to make a major. Even though that Falcons are more experienced, I think the young kids will just have more fun with it, and they won't have that much pressure. Though, I back Rule 1 to take that.
Rule 1? See, look, there you go. Yeah. Rule 1,
I'm going to back
Falcons.
the first endemic org in Rocket League history.
That makes no
Rule
sense,
1.
though.
I think they got it.
That's all you're saying, though. You have no basics. No. Wait, I guess you have a little bit of basis. They beat them. They beat them twice.
Yeah, like
Twice.
He has a screen. Look at the screen.
I think the best thing for MENA is for Falcons to go to the major too. I don't think Karen has as good a chance at winning it lands as Falcons does. And
Why's that?
It's the experience. I think the experience there is a very big factor. Those guys are young, probably haven't played many lands. I don't particularly follow MENA lands closely, but I'm imagining they haven't played as many, and I imagine they haven't played any international lands. I think the experience factor is going to be a big thing for Falcons if they do end up going to events, and I think that's probably the best thing for MENA because I think they're more likely to get more world spots if Falcons are the ones going to the majors.
Gotcha. Hey, Falcons, yeah, I'm with you on that, 100%. And I just think Ahmed's exceptional, and I just think he performs admirably on lands. I think that's a different level. Even though TRK plays really well though too, I just always think Ahmed is the guy. That's just me. I like offense.
All right. We got 3 Falcons and 2 Rule 1 here. And, of course, everybody in chat, we got eyes on the chat, so let us know which one of those teams you think, too. But we are going to go to Europe as we are approaching almost end of show. EU Fall Cup is going on this weekend, and this will be, again, the second European regional event. Here is the Swiss round 1 matchups that we see here in the Fall Cup. People are looking at that Tundra Evil Geniuses matchup. Moist taking on Vitality. There's actually a decent amount of talent here overall. G1 Monkeys, Team Liquid, Aogiri. In terms of this initial particular matchup, I want to go to you, Raul. Is there any matchup you're looking at like that you're going to keep eyes on when this all starts off?
For me personally, I'm looking at Team Liquid Aogiri. I think the 8-9 is gonna be really close, and Liquid is a team that people expected to be top 4 in this region, moving in, and
Most
they
people.
have. I'm guaranteed a lot of people expected Team Liquid to be top 4, top 5
I think he's right.
in this region. So I'm going to say I think Aogiri. I believe they have Stizzy. I believe it's Stizzy. And
Yeah, they
that
got
young
Stizzy.
gun, hey, listen, man, that kid's dangerous. So I'm just looking for Liquid to bounce back in this round 1 matchup, and I think it's gonna be close.
Go, Jorby.
I was gonna say I actually think that G1 Monkeys game is pretty deceptive. Smokes, who's replaced Cash with Arju and Matane, he looked pretty good last regional, and I liked what I saw from Monkeys in their debut together with Smokes. Watch out for that kid; he's pretty good. But G1, they're gonna be tough. But I think that's a potential trap for G1. I really liked what I saw from that team in particular. But this is Europe, and round 1 Swiss is just gonna be absolutely messy. I would not be surprised to see a couple of upsets in this first round.
Look, BDS are playing against K-Dop and Crew. Is that a first round upset?
I was thinking it.
What? You're thinking it? How? You think Mr. No Arrows could be able to beat BDS?
It's Swiss, bro. You
They
see
got
how
2
Moist feel
people who
about
can't
Swiss?
arrow.
Come
They
on,
can't arrow. You can't beat it. You can't beat BDS and you can't arrow. If BDS loses that, then they should be stripped of their world championship. That's embarrassing. That's just no way Solar can beat BDS right there. I just can't see it. I can't see that happening. That just like delegitimizes the whole entire world championship, in my opinion. They don't arrow. I've never seen it. I don't think they have arrow left or right, or they even a regular bound. I'm not
To
seeing
be
it happen.
fair, Solary had 3 game 5s in their Swiss run. The 5s was Carmine Corp, Williams Resolve, and Quadrant. And then they 4-1 endpoint. We also know that Solary's also been able to beat teams like Vitality, which I think a lot of people, thought that was a very mechanical team. It's a very non-mechanical team. And,
Vitality?
Solary, yeah.
They're irrelevant until
New
Zen
Vi-
comes plays. Alpha needs Zen, and then we can talk about Vitality. We don't need to worry. We don't need to worry about Vitality until the young boy gets on the pitch.
So we chalking up Vitality for the next 2 splits. Then.
Yeah, but I chalked them. We don't need that's something that's loading. That's loading at the moment. We don't need to talk about Vitality right now. What are they gonna do? They're just gonna lose. They're just gonna lose. And I'm gonna keep being pinged about Alpha top 6, which he is, and that's just no fact. There's no debate about that one either. Wait,
There's debate.
Wait, calm. I
But
saw
you
him
have-
else.
You have Alpha top 6.
Yeah, I got him top 6 going into the season.
Delusion.
What's with the eyebrows? What's wrong with that? Where'd you put Alpha 54?
Not top 6.
Not gonna lie, couldn't have told you he was still a pro.
Oh, whoa. Oh.
I'm gonna go Super Saiyan. I'm gonna go Super Saiyan. He's here to drop the
where did-
one-liners.
What majors was he at?
That's not his fault.
Oh.
Is that his fault? Come. So you tell me if you were playing with a bag of flour, if you're playing with a bag of flour, and somebody who didn't know how to drive, you could make the major.
Did he not upgrade his teammates going into this season?
Into this season, I don't know what they did. I don't know what these movements are. These are placeholders until Zen can play Rocket League.
Are they not upgrades?
Upgrades?
Those in the size
That's
and
what he
not
asked.
upgrades?
Are they not upgrades?
I feel like those are some upgrades.
They're decent. They're decent. They're not good enough.
Then why are
Not
they
good enough.
14th?
Not good enough to contend.
They're not good enough for top 8. I feel like Sizen
Top eight?
and Rodosin should be good enough for top 8.
I mean,
Better than Tundra?
wait, what's wrong with
Tundra?
What's wrong with Tundra?
That's Casio, Rizix, and Razir.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You disrespecting Casio? You saw Casio at the World Championship.
I saw Casio.
You saw what
So
he
you're
did.
telling me if you take out Alpha and put like I don't know first killer on that team, you think they're still getting 14th? Beast mode? You still think they're getting 14th?
Well, see, see, Comm. That's
Jan?
an interesting question.
Okay, you know what, Tom? I might be with you. I might be with you here, man. I might be with you on that.
That's an
one.
interesting question. But there's a reason Beast Mode and First Killer both above Alpha. That's why.
Yeah,
Jan?
but not by much. You have them 6.
What about Jan? Where's Jan at now?
Oh, Jan's below Alpha. No doubt. No doubt about
Okay,
it.
you put Seiko on that team.
Seiko's top 6.
Okay, I'm just listing these.
Yeah,
Monkey?
see it. Monkey Moon top 6.
Okay. Who
got-
else is there that's up there?
I got
There's
one
somebody
more
I'm
name.
missing.
Huh?
There's somebody
Vatira?
there's definitely some players. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Vatira, of course.
Yeah,
Look, here's okay. Hang on a
Vasi do it for
second.
you?
Here's the thing I gotta say about Alpha. Okay, look, there's a lot of players that you could be like slot in and like would they actually place better, but I don't think that's fair to Alpha 54 because I think the one thing you can say about him at the least is that he is always the best performing player on his team. And there's only so much 33% of your team can do. There's really only once in a blue moon that one player can take over a lobby and calm just because it just happened to your team on Saturday doesn't mean that it happens all the time. Really, there's only one
We were
player
just
who can consistently
criticizing
do
a
that,
top
and his name
6
is First Killer.
placement
Let's be
for-
honest. That's
for
why you
this,
say First
Jorby.
Killer,
That's-
and I'm like, well, yeah, you put First Killer on any team, and of course he's
We're
going
criticizing
to
a top
1v3,
6
but
placement though, Jorby.
Top 6
Wait, time
places.
out. I think there was a little bit of
Top 6 is a
confusion,
little
though.
aggressive. Top 6 is a little aggressive, but I don't think it's that far off personally. As far as individual talent goes,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Also,
I do see what you're saying, Bates. Like,
yeah, I know you
I
do.
don't.
I know you. I know
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I
don't think he deserves the amount of disrespect that's being
I'm gonna
thrown
come
at
back to you, Comm. 'Cause that was a little bit unfair to Alpha 54. Not everybody is a carry player. Just because First Killer and Beast Mode can touch the ball 70 times a game and win you games doesn't necessarily mean that Vatira can do that. But that's not how Vatira plays. So it's all about the fit. It's all about the fit. We're talking about pure talent. If I need to make a roster, Alpha 54 is one of the top 6 players in the game. I'm not moving off the top 6 either. I gotta see a little bit more. I gotta see what he can do with Zen. If he can't do anything with Zen, then I'll move him down. But ever since then, I always know Alpha's dropping 1,000. He's doing everything he needs to do to win a game, and he's losing. So I don't want to talk about vitality. That's
Okay,
all
so
I'm gonna
we're
say.
ranking this on talent then, right?
Yeah,
Just
talent.
Make that clear. Okay.
Yeah, talent.
Do you think Zen's better than Alpha?
Well, things Zen, I've never seen Zen play at RLCS. How to rank somebody who hasn't played RLCS?
Okay, all right.
Anyway,
Where
I
you,
just wanted to see. I mean, he's got a guaranteed spot to an RLCS team, so
he does, exactly.
somebody feels that way.
well, yeah.
bro needs him to be top 6. Like he needs them to be top 6.
I
That means you're not top 6. Like
No, Zen can be top 30. Zen can be top 30. Vitality gonna start doing some damage. That's all I gotta say.
top 30.
That's all I gotta say. Trust me, y'all. Trust me.
Okay,
We'll wrap
okay.
back to Vitality discussion come spring. But until then, we don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk
All
about
right,
Vitality.
so let's move into the final topic here. Who is bringing home the Fall Cup? Clearly, Oxygen took the last one. Oxygen repeat.
That's tough.
Oxygen repeat. Do we have a new winner?
K-Corp.
Jorby's going K-Court.
I really like that K-Corp team. I think Vatira slotting in with them is really good. I want to say Oxygen. My heart says Oxygen, but I'm going to be honest with you. With Team Inconsistent, I just want to see them be consistent for 2 straight regionals for me to buy into this team. I loved what I saw from them. They looked exactly like the team that they should have been on paper. When you see Archie, Oli, Jory put together, I think Oli's the key to the consistency of this team, and I hope I see it at this regional. But for me, I really like this K-Corp roster. They're just so solid, and I can't see if Oxygen don't pop off again. I think K-Corp, other than BDS on LAN, is probably the best looking team out of Europe.
Give me Moist. I'm going Moist with the finish. I think that they had a really good start. Obviously, they ran the K-Corp. I feel like most probably ran high in that K-Corp matchup. They ended up selling the bag. But, again, they had that 3-0 in Swiss. It was a few game 5s. I feel like with them being at that start with Astral, it just leaves them so much room to be able to kind of clean things up. And I feel like we'll see a much more polished Moist this time around that will be able to kind of just move through everything so much more easier. So I'm back at the Moist boys, especially if that boy Rise, maybe he'll move up some ranks in my tier list. He starts playing better.
I'm moving up on a tier list. What's up, man? Bro, what you got?
I'm gonna go for the repeat. I think Oxygen could do it. They're having fun with each other. They're playing together, and they clearly look like the best team in this region right now. So I'm gonna go Oxygen with a repeat.
All right, let me show you who I got. There really should be no debate. Y'all delusional. Y'all real delusional.
BDS.
There it is. There it is. BDS. All I gotta say. All I gotta say. They just gotta handle business. So the world champs are gonna handle business. Simple. Simple and plain.
What happened last time?
They lost, but that happens. There's 3 regionals for a
They
reason.
lost.
Comm. Why are you licking your lips?
Yeah.
It's about time we on the same page, Comm. That's how we end off a show. Me and Comm back together, as it should be. The world has been righted. I'm good now. I'm good to close. I got Comm to finally agree with me. It only took an hour.
Chat, let us know as well. Now that you guys have the matchups, you guys can actually make your brackets and give us some brackets too on what you guys think the Swiss is going to go, as well as the final bracket. Again, let us know. Tweet at First Touch RL, please. To let us know who you think is going to come out on top of this weekend. We would love to hear your thoughts and compare them.
Comm
with
was
the rest of
muted?
the desk. But was he?
Was muted.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, they said, what did Comm say? Comm went with Bates with BDS, guys. If you
They
don't
didn't
know.
hear it? Close the show. Close the show. It's not meant to be. We're not meant to be on the same page, bro.
They are in sync this week. Maybe it'll be next week. Maybe it'll be when we bring Comm on for the tiebreaker. If there's a tiebreaker in there, I don't know. RLCS right now is going crazy. Right, there's so much competition around the world, and it's only going to get better as the season continues on. So, on behalf of everybody who joined us today, Comm, Jorby, thank you for being able to join us again. You guys are
you for having
amazing.
me.
It's always good to have you guys on the show. We love to see you guys and get you guys yapping. So much appreciated on that.
Tom, fist bump. Can we fist?
Yeah.
Can we have
Yeah.
it?
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay.
There you go.
Okay, yeah,
The camera's right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
On
right
behalf
there.
of all the staff behind the scenes who've been able to make this happen, those you guys as well, you guys do incredible work. We appreciate you so much. Shout outs to Psionics, of course, for being able to let First Touch be on this channel. We love and appreciate you guys as well. And of course, shout out to the fans because, again, you guys are also what makes First Touch special as well. We love to see you guys. We love to get you guys in on this show as much as we can. So, we appreciate you guys, and of course, be sure to tune into the matches this week, throughout the course of this week. Thursday, tomorrow, we're going to have CRL. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be EU, RLCS, as well as other regions that are also going on at the same time. I messed up my Wikipedia tab, but just make sure to kind of keep it locked in on RL Esports on Twitter to get all the latest updates. On behalf of everybody behind the scenes and on camera on First Touch, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.